morning and good evening, Masters. Thank you so much for joining me. Today, I am going to share with you Chapter 5, How Thoughts Change the Brain and the Body. So, yeah. Let's start with this powerful idea. What you think and believe, what you feel, doesn't just stay in your head. It changes your body. Every thought you have sends a message to your brain and body. So that message can signal your cells to heal, to grow, to stay healthy, or to stay stuck in old patterns of stress, illness, or fear. That's the main idea. And this isn't just philosophy or positive thinking, it's a science. And in this chapter, Dr. Dispenza talks about how our thoughts can literally rewire our brains. Okay, and it influences our biology and it reshape our future. It's about epigenetics. It's the science of how your environment, your lifestyle, your emotions, and beliefs can turn your genes on and off. And here's the best part. Your body doesn't always know the difference between something you are experiencing in real life and something you are imagining with a strong, clear intention and emotion. Okay? If you can picture it in your mind and feel the emotions that you would come with it, your brain and body start responding as if it's real. Like if like sometimes it happens, like let's say when you're watching a movie and there is some emotional scene, sometimes you start crying even though you know it's not real, but it's you're looking at the picture, right? So that's how it affects our emotions affect our brain and body. And you have probably heard athletes, they talk about visualizing their wins, like a quarterback picture a perfect throw, a gymnastic imagine a flawless landing, or a speaker seeing themselves confidently delivering a speech. And it turns out that it's not just a motivational exercise, it's actually changes your brain. So let's say when you mentally rehearse something again and again, when you close your eyes and imagine yourself doing something over and over, you start to build new connections in your brain. And these new connections are like mental muscle memory. The more you imagine it, the stronger those connections get. And this has been proven in research studies. So there is a famous study, people who mentally practiced playing a simple piano piece without actually touching a piano. They created the same changes in the part of the brain that controls finger movements, similar to as those who physically practiced it. So here we are talking about two group of people. One group just imagined, regularly imagined, pictured it. I am playing piano without playing the piano. There was another group who were actually playing the piano using their fingers. But after that, when they scanned their brain, they saw the same, researchers saw the same movements on their brains. So and there is another study. People who imagine little weights increase their muscle strength even though they didn't actually lift anything. They just imagined it. Your thoughts literally shape your brain. We have evidence as well. When you focus on new experience you want in life and you imagine yourself already living in them, you fire new network of neurons. If you keep doing this, those new circuits become your new normal. And here is something even more exciting. When you think a thought and pair it with a strong emotion like joy, gratitude, excitement, or hope, your body starts reacting as if the experience is already happening. So you connect your thoughts with emotion and your body react like it's already happening. So that's how this mechanism Dr. Dispenza had explained in this book. So why? Because your brain doesn't know the difference between if this is a real event or you are just imagining it. So that's a difference, you know. And brain is just imagine one when the emotion is real. That's why people who are terrified of public speaking, they feel nervous even when they're alone just thinking about a presentation. Before presentation, they start feeling nervous. It's not happening, it's not real yet, but there is emotion. So that body react to that emotion. Or why you can smile just remembering a happy memory. Sometimes you think about something which happened in the past and you just start to smile. Or you are watching something, this movie is not real, it's just a picture, but your brain thinks it's real and you react that picture and you laugh. So imagine using the same ability but for your future. When you focus on something you want and feel deeply positive emotions about it, your body begins to respond in real time and your brain starts releasing chemicals that tells you cells to grow, heal and try whatever you want to. This process is known as mental rehearsal with elevated emotion, thought, and then you add your emotion with that. It is like giving your body a sample of the future before it happens. The more you do this, the more your brain wires itself to believe this new reality is possible. And your body starts changing as a response. So that's a connection between brain and body. There are many stories of people using this idea to change their lives. Like Dr. Jaspenja shared some examples. So there was a prisoner of war in Vietnam, and he kept himself sane by mentally playing golf every day on his favorite course. And when he was finally released, he played the best game of his life, even though he hadn't picked up a club for years. Um, Jim Carrey, the actor, used to drive up Mulholland Drive in LA, look at the city lights, and imagine himself as a successful actor. He even wrote himself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered. A few years later, he started a Dumb and Dumber, and he was actually paid $10 million. Professional athletes like Aaron Rodgers, Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan, they have used mental rehearsal throughout their careers. They don't just train bodies, they vividly, imagine making the perfect shot, play, or move before it happens. And this isn't magic, it's your brain's natural ability to respond to focused, emotional, intentional thought. Let's break down the science a little. So, your DNA is like a library full of possibilities. We talked about it yesterday as well, right? And your lifestyle, your thoughts, your emotions, and experiences decide which genes get turned on or off. This is called epigenetics. It means that even if you are born with a certain genetic tendency, you can influence whether the genes gets activated based on how you live and what you think. Neuroplasticity is your brain's ability to rewire itself throughout your life. Okay? Every time you learn something new, or you imagine a new possibility, or just think a different thought, your brain makes new connections. And the more you repeat those new thoughts again and again, or your experiences, the strong those connections become until they become your new habits and automatic responses. When you combine clear intention, like what you want, and with elevated emotions like gratitude or joy, you create powerful chemical changes in your body. Your brain releases neuropeptides and hormones that deliver messages to your cells. And these messages tell your DNA to turn certain genes on and others off, triggering healing, growth, and new cell formation. Even stem cells, your body's raw potential cells, respond to these signals, and they can become any type of cell your body needs. But if you are constantly stressed or angry, those messages get scrambled. And if you are calm, you're focused and positive, your body uses those stem cells to rebuild and heal. So that's the magic, right? Which happens in our body. It's not enough to just think positive thoughts. You have to feel them. Emotions are very powerful. Can't just, okay, if I'm thinking something positive, it will happen. No, you have to feel that. It should include your emotion as well. Emotions are the fuel that power your thoughts into reality. Like positive emotions like love, joy, inspiration, and gratitude opens up your brain and body to healing and new possibilities. And studies shows that laughter, gratitude, and happiness releases chemicals, which we call them the love hormone, which calm the nervous system, improve your heart health, and boost your immune system. Sometimes we hear, laughter is a good medicine. So that's how it affects your body. When you live in chronic stress, fear, or anger, your body goes into survival mode. It focuses all its energy on protecting you and stops healing, growing, or creating. That's why people who are constantly stressed often struggle with illness, fatigue, and anxiety. So you can see the emotion of stress in your body, the effect of laughter, gratitude in your body. But when you intentionally shift into positive emotions, you move out of survival and into creation. And that's when your body starts repairing itself, your immune system strengthens, and your brain rewires itself for a better future. So here's the takeaway. You don't have to wait for a miracle drug or a perfect opportunity or the right set of circumstances to change your life. You can become your own placebo. That's what this book is about. When you hold a clear and specific vision of what you want and you connect to the emotion, you would feel if it already happened. And you rehearse this in your mind over and over, your body starts responding as if it's real. And science has shown this over and over. So first thing you have to vision what you want to become, what do you want to be happen, and then you include your emotion with that as well. Like you start feeling it's already happened, and then your body will start responding like it's real, it's already happening. Okay? So that's the connection between brain and body. So let's remember what this chapter 5 teaches us today. First thing is, your thoughts are powerful tools that shape your brain and body. So thoughts are like, medicine. Think very, with some intentions, with some emotion. Mental rehearsal combined with emotion can physically change your brain and genes. And positive emotions accelerate healing and growth, while stress and fear slow it down. Your brain doesn't know the difference between a real event and a vividly imagined one with strong emotion. You are not a victim of your genes. You are the designer of your own future. So, if those elderly men could turn back their biological clocks in just a few days by imagining they were young again, we discussed it in last class, what might you be able to do with the same focus and intention? So, here I will stop. Thank you so much for being here today. And now let's begin our meditation. All right. So, everybody, please relax. Sit very comfortably. Cross your feet. Clasp your hands. Close your eyes. And start focusing on your natural, calmer, normal breath. Be with your breath, masters. Be with your breath. Thoughts will come. Thoughts will go. Please don't analyze them. Be with your breath, masters. Now for next 45 minutes, we'll do our meditation. You just need to be very relaxed. Your body should be fully relaxed and focus on your natural breath. Be with your breath, masters. Be with your breath. Be with your breath, masters. Be with your breath. Be with your breath. Be with your breath. Be with your breath, masters. Last 5 minutes, masters. Be with your breath. Last 1 minute, masters. Be with your breath. Last 30 seconds. Ten, nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, very slowly, very gently, please bring back your awareness to your body. Put both of your hands on your eyes. Blink your eyes slowly and open them. Look at your both palms with big smile and thank yourself. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That concludes our meditation session. Any question, masters? Or any comment or any experience sharing? All right, so then I guess I see you tomorrow. Have a good day, everyone. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.